Hi everyone. Today we're gonna be talking about overclocking. I'm pretty excited. I just overclocked my first netbook this week, and so it took me about 5 or 6 hours of reading, research, and everything to really understand it and understand the dangers and everything of it about frying your processors and your front buses and whatnot like that. But I'd like to just make it do a little training video real quick on basically how to do it easy, since I already did all the research for you, because that's what I really want my website to be about, is ease of computing for the normal person. Anyway, so what you need to know first is you need to know what kind of hardware your laptop, computer, whatever it is you're gonna overclock. You need to know what kind of hardware, motherboard, and processors and stuff like that is in it. And a good way to do that is to get a program called Specky, and I got it from, and I'll provide these links in the posting. A website called computerworld.com is where I got the Specky and the other programs from that I'll be using. And we'll be overclocking the front bus processor on this netbook. And so you need thing to know about overclocking is each piece of hardware that you plan on overclocking is you need to have a program per piece of hardware that you're going to overclock. So we're doing the processor today, so I'm using set FSB program. It's all open source freeware, so there's no like hacking involved or anything like that. And then a good one for to overclock your graphics card for high stream media and video games, stuff like that on computers, is a program called Afterburner. My friend recently used that to overclock his new gaming laptop that he just bought. Says it works really well. So first thing you need to know is you need to know your specs and manufacturer of your internals of your PC. And so you get a program called Specky, and this is what it looks like running. I've already downloaded and installed everything because that would just make this video way too long. And as you can see here, it tells you everything. It tells you your operating system, the CPU. This is running an Atom N450 at 1.66 gigahertz. Temperature, this is a real important thing to know, is it's running at 51 Celsius. You don't want to have your computer's processors or anything like that go over 90. I'd start feeling a little concerned if it went over 90 Celsius. So anyway, this is what it looks like running. Lets you know how much RAM you got. Like every spec you need to know, and it's called Specky. And again, I'll leave there'll be 3 links because you need 3 programs to do this. And then the other is the overclock program, which is set FSB, is what I'm using to overclock the CPU, the processor. And then you also need a program called AID-A64 Extreme, and this is, they give you a free 30-day trial on this. So what I did is I downloaded it and just used it for my overclocking, and then I just removed it from my programs, uninstalled it after I was done with it. So anyway, this is what it looks like open, and what you need to do is come up here where this little green screen is. It says System Stability Test. You open that up, and you can see how it says trial version all over the place. This will, after you're done overclocking, this is the program that we're going to run to do a stress test on it. And generally, what I did about a 2-minute stress test on this, and it didn't seem to lock up. I went a little bit overboard because I wanted to see what I could push it at, and I locked up the laptop, and yeah, that took me about a half hour to fix. So you want to want to stay within like your your safety specs and stuff, because you can screw stuff up. And so anyway, so we got these two programs right here, and then this is our overclocking program that I just popped up, and kind of a little blurry there, but anyway, and this is for overclocking the processor, the CPU. So you hit on this, you have to select your clock generator, and this is actually the hardest part about all of this, is finding out which clock generator you need to run. And so this, just Google clock generator for whatever you're doing. So like you just type into Google like clock generator for overclocking CPU. Boom, it'll give you your generator. You know, on like a Dell, or we are actually on an asus 1015, one of those PC 10 netbooks. So anyway, this is the hardest part, finding your clock generator. Just Google it. That's what I did. Took me about 5 minutes to find, no big deal. So anyway, you open up all three programs, hit the get FSB, and right here it shows that we're sitting at 1.66.6 megahertz. This is supposed to be 1.6 gigahertz processor. And so what we do here is I also found a thing that gives me the specs on the gigahertz versus what this little number right here means. And the 1.6 gigahertz is 156 out of 760. The end number always stays the same. And as you can see, this is running on the stock processor right now. That's not overclocked. What you want to do for your first time out is bump it a couple clicks, and then hit set FSB. And then if it doesn't crash on you, then you know you're okay. Do a couple more clicks, you know, so on and so on. So if you're not sure what your system can handle and what your processor chips can handle and stuff, you just kind of inch along. I know that this can handle about 200-ish or so. So we'll bump it to like 180, see what happens. See, no problems. For this purpose of this training video, I'm not going to overclock it too much and then have it freeze up. That can be a troubleshooting video later. So anyway, I'm going to bump it to 200 out of 760. And 228 out of 760 is translated to 2 gigahertz. So as I said at the beginning, and then you hit capture. At the beginning, I said that this was a 1.6 gigahertz processor in this Asus netbook, and so 228 is 2 gigahertz, and so this is at 200, so that's roughly about like 195 gigahertz or something. But anyway, after you do that, you hit the set FSB, and if it doesn't lock up on you right then and there, you're good to go. And then you hit capture, and then after that, you just close out this program. You know, once you get your speed as fast as you want without your system crashing. And then what you do is you go over here to your specky, open it up all the way. You're still running about 50 Celsius. When you start pushing it and you push the processor above this 1.6 right here, because we're pushed to about 2 gigahertz right now, when it's working, this will bump to about 60, maybe 70. That's okay. And we'll close this down so you can see this part. And then this is that free trial thing I was talking about. So we're done overclocking. Got this trial version thing here. Do all 4 check marks up here. Don't stress test your hard drive. That's just whatever. So just the 4: the stress CPU, stress FPU, stress cache, stress system memory. Those 4 on the top. And then you hit start. And what this does is it just fully it just pushes your CPU to 100%, as you can see right down here. It's got these other deals right here, these tabs. There's a cooling fan. You can mess with the voltage and then the stats and whatnot. probably don't want to mess with any of that stuff, especially the voltages and whatnot, because you can screw stuff up pretty well. Unless you're an advanced user and you're just know what you're doing, I'd stay away from that. And I'd just follow my step-by-step video here, because it'll be yeah, you can really mess it up and damage your hardware and fry your processors, and your stuff won't turn on, and it's pretty difficult troubleshooting after that to repair it. So anyway, I usually let it run about 2 minutes, but since I've already done this, I'm going to stop it to shorten up this training video. And as long as your system doesn't like freeze and crash and stuff on you while you're running the stress tests, it'll be okay. And really speeds up I was pretty shocked on how fast it really sped up this little netbook. I was from dead to start on the desktop, and actually auto connected to my network and web browsing on Google Chrome. After I overclocked it, I was running about 10 seconds or so for my system from dead all the way to running. And before it was overclocked and I was only running the stock 1.6 gigahertz with 2 gig RAM, I was at probably, I don't know, 25 seconds or something. And if you need to find something, or you need to check your email real quick, nowadays that's like forever. That's like going to your grandma's house for Christmas or something. It takes forever to get there, Anyway, if you have any questions, just leave a comment or something, and let me know how the video goes. And anyway, thanks guys. Have a great day.